Hello students, welcome to the second course. I'm going to talk about the scope of commerce. Before we start, make sure to take some notes because I will add an extra explanation that isn't mentioned or exists in this video. In order to better explain what commerce is, let's get to know what exactly or what is the definition of commerce. Commerce is a branch of production which deals with the exchange and the distribution of goods and services and all the activities that facilitate the transfer of such goods and services from the producer to the final consumer. التجارة هي عبارة عن عملية تبادل أو توزيع للسلع والمنتجات أو للسلع والخدمات من المنتج إلى المستهلك. Commerce is the conduction of trade of goods or services, so it has been around as long as trade has. Since humans have been exchanging goods and services for some kind of currency. Currency means العملة. Today, commerce is the conduction of trade large enough to require a logistical process. However, commerce meaning is not the same as business. Also, it described as the effective process of exchanging product or services using some monetary aspect, as well as the logistical process of transforming the raw materials into usable products. In Arabic, تكون أيضا عن طريق تحويل أو تبديل مواد الخام إلى سلع ومنتجات يمكن استهلاكها أو يمكن استعمالها. In order to understand well, let's take this example, the example of a baker's. You know what does mean a baker's? A baker's is a person who has a baking shop that bakes and delivers bread and other products to their customers. In Arabic, الخباز or بائع الخبز. So commerce for this company would be the process of exchanging its baked product for money, or he baked and sell a bread in order to earn or to get money. In other words, for commerce to occur effectively, trade and industry have to take place together in a harmonious way. So, what exactly are trade and industry mean? You may ask. Well, let's see what does mean trade. Trade in Arabic التجارة is the process of buying and selling goods and services through the use of some medium of exchange. As it's mainly have two forms as it is well appeared. The barter trade تجارة المقايضة and a barter transactions معاملة بالمقايضة. In this regard, these are transactions where rather than using money as the medium of exchange, the buyer and the seller use a cashless medium. يستعملون طرق أخرى غير المال للقيام بعملية البيع والشراء. Now, let's see what does mean industry. Industry in Arabic, الصناعة, is any activity of an economic nature that involves how businesses process raw material into final usable products. Now, let's check why commerce is important. Commerce is a key factor in aiding the development of nations because of how much it can help to create wealth for a nation. Additionally, commerce on a fundamental level helps people to satisfy their wants and needs. Also, it seeks to fulfill the wants and needs of the people. Moreover, it can help or it can lead to a higher standard of living. Also, its ability to help to create jobs throughout the chain of business, from materials gathering to processing and production to retail sales of products. Each product needs to get to customers. Commerce facilitates this movement where each branch of commerce serves to fill some needs for the product to move down the supply chain. Without it, goods would simply not be made. International trade would not exist, and the industry couldn't develop. Also, the nations wouldn't generate the incomes. Because there are goods that people need, also there are systems in place to fill those needs. Some nations don't have access to particular goods, so commerce can be established between them to trade. Now, let's move in order to check what are the branches of commerce. The first branch is the trade, التجارة. It's the buying and the selling of goods and services through some kinds of interface. It also serves to smooth the flow of goods from the producer to the consumer. تساهم في سلاسة عملية التوصيل من المنتج إلى المستهلك. The trade is the buying and the selling of goods. Additionally, the customer doesn't always have to be an individual. A customer can be another nation or can be another company in the supply chain. So the branch of trade simply allows for these goods to be exchanged. Now let's move to the second branch, the transport. Transport in Arabic, النقل, is exactly what it sounds like. In order for goods to get from a manufacturer to the warehouse, from the warehouse to the distributor, or wherever the product may go. The goods need to get from place to place. This can be roadways traveled by large trucks, railways where the goods are loaded into trains, into cars, or ocean routes for the transport of goods overseas via boats. The third one is the warehousing. What does mean the word warehousing? التخزين is essential because not every good that is produced is going to be sold immediately. Warehouses allow for the storing of goods after they are produced, so that retailers can receive stock as needed. Now, let's see what does mean insurance. التأمين. Goods can also be under potential threat from theft, distribution via natural causes like fires, and etc. Insurance secures these goods, providing a compensation if the goods are lost, or they are limiting how much threat goods can be under. The insurance providers charges for a fee for the security of the goods. The last one, the banking, خدمات المصرفية, the banking. Finance can be an extremely limiting factor in e-commerce. Companies don't always have the money to purchase goods right away. Banks allow for loans, which means قروض, allowing companies to borrow enough money to purchase or to sell a product. The last branch or the last point is advertisement. Advertisement in Arabic الإشهار أو الإعلان. In order for customer to buy products, they have to know it exists. This is where advertising or advertisement comes in: television commercial, YouTube channels, etc. All are inform potential customers about a product. To finish, let's go to check this glossary of commerce or these terms that use in e-commerce. We have commerce, we have sales, we have import, we have the export, we have the bank, we have the loans, product, the seller, the buyer, the goods, the exchange, distributions, the the consumer, the currency, the warehouse, to store, the verb to store, the supply chain, the raw materials, industry, wants and needs, the income, the transporting, the advertisement, the verb to purchase, the customer, and the company. You must be aware about these terms. So this was briefly scope of commerce. Please, you can repeat the video in order to understand well. Have a good day.